A teenage boy who shot and killed 8 students and 2 teachers in Texas had been spurned by one of his victims. Shanna Fisher, 16, had rejected 4 months of aggressive from Demetrius Pagortzis at the Santa Fe High School, where he launched the 4th deadliest mass shooting at a public school in the U.S. in modern times. Sadie Rodriguez, her mother, told the Los Angeles Times that her daughter that she snapped and embarrassed him one day in class. Shanna Fisher, 16, was the target of Demetrios Pagortzis' affections, but she and substitute art teacher Cynthia Tisdale were killed in the massacre. She had finally stood up to him, she said. A week later he opens fire on everyone he didn't like, she said, grief-stricken. Shanna being the first one. It's a horribly similar motive to the Maryland High School shooting in March, when a 17-year-old used his father's gun to shoot and seriously wound a female student with whom he had been in a recently ended relationship. Alleged shooter Demetrius Pagortzis, aged 17, is facing a capital murder charge. Picture, AP, and comes 3 months after Nicholas Cruz allegedly killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Classmates at Santa Fe High School, with 1,460 students, described the accused shooter as a quiet loner who played on the school's football team. He wore a black trench coat to school in the Texas heat on Friday and opened fire with a pistol and shotgun. All the victims of the Santa Fe High School massacre, Lucretia Martinez, 7, and her brother Luciano, 9, of Dickinson, light candles at the vigil. Picture, AP friends and fellow students struggled to contain their emotions at the vigil in Santa Fe. Picture, AP Pagortzis began his attack by firing a shotgun through an art classroom door, shattering a glass pane and sending panicked students to the entryway to block him from getting inside, witnesses told AP. He fired again through the wooden part of the door and fatally hit a student in the chest. He then lingered for about 30 minutes in a warren of 4 rooms to do more killing before exchanging gunfire with police and surrendering. Freshman Abel San Miguel saw his friend Chris Stone killed at the door. San Miguel was grazed on his left shoulder by another volley of shots. He and others survived by playing dead. Hundreds of mourners attended the vigil. Picture, AP, we were on the ground, all piled up in random positions, he said. Multiple news accounts depicted him as taunting his victims as he fired, focusing mostly on the arts classroom where Fisher was. Junior Brianna Quintanilla was also in art class, heard the shots and someone say, "If you all move, I'm going to shoot you all." Candles and flowers are laid out in tribute to the 10 victims at a vigil. Picture, AP Kaylee Gates and her sons Braden, Carson and Mason look over notes and flowers left at the memorial in Santa Fe. Picture, AP Pagortzis pointed at one person and declared, "I'm going to kill you." Then he fired. He then said that if the rest of us moved, he was going to shoot us, Quintanilla said. When Quintanilla tried to run out a back door, she realized Pagortzis was firing in her direction. "He missed me," she said. "But it went ahead and ricocheted and hit me in my right leg." A pupil at Santa Fe High School bursts into tears after collecting her belongings from school. Picture, AP, she was treated at a hospital and spoke with a brown bandage wrapped around her wound. "It was a very scary thing," Quintanilla said. "I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to make it back to my family," Pagortzis has provided authorities little information about the shootings, although police say he has confessed. Texas Governor Jim Abbott believed his journals suggested he wanted to be killed. Santa Fe baseballers at a game in Deer Park, Texas, have a minute's silence for the victims. Picture, AP. The players wore crosses on their cheeks as a mark of respect for the dead. Picture, AP. A cross with the initials of the victims was hung on the dugout of the Santa Fe team. Picture, AP. His attorney Nicholas Pohl said, "Honestly, because of his emotional state, I don't have a lot on that." Pagortzis' family said in a statement that the bloodshed seems incompatible with the boy we love. "We are as shocked and confused as anyone else by these events," said the statement, which offered prayers and condolences to the victims. In addition to a shotgun and a handgun, Pagortzis also had several kinds of homemade explosive devices, but they were not capable of detonating. Staff members sit on a bus after the shooting, left, and student Dakota Schrader is comforted by her mother Susan Davidson, right. Pictures, AP. A man hugged a woman outside the Alamo gym where parents waited to reunite with their children. Picture, AP. Investigators found a cluster of carbon dioxide canisters taped together, and a pressure cooker with an alarm clock and nails inside. But the canisters had no detonation device, and the pressure cooker had no explosive material. Pagortzi has been charged as an adult with murder and is being held at a jail in Galveston, but he will not face the death penalty because of a 2005 Supreme Court ruling. All schools in Santa Fe will be closed Monday and Tuesday. A pupil seeks out a quiet place after the atrocity. Picture, AP. But students were let back into school over the weekend to gather their belongings. There was a great deal of emotion on display at an evening baseball game where Santa Fe players had crosses painted on their faces and the initials of shooting victims written on tape around their wrists. The team also fashioned a tape cross over the dugout with 10 sets of initials and missed but never forgotten. Copyright 9 Digital Proprietary Limited 2018.